Hi there. Let's talk about the housing market meltdown of 2024. My name is Chad, and I am the managing broker and a realtor with Ryan Realty in Seattle, Washington. If you didn't know, last year, the market was completely frozen. Buyers weren't coming out. Interest rates had more than doubled in the last couple of years, and sellers were still expecting the high prices that they had been getting in years past. There were just so fewer sales last year than in typical years. So that just caused the market to completely freeze up. One of the reasons for this was that the buyer's interest rate has more than doubled in just the last few years. And this has caused the mortgage payment on the same priced home to go up by 52%. That's a very expensive increase, which means that people's buying power also has to increase. And it's not happening. Wages aren't increasing at the same pace of inflation and home prices. A lot of buyers have just been holding out, waiting for prices to fall or interest rates to fall. But we're starting to see things thaw out this spring and melt a bit. Now, what you're going to find is that there's going to be a lot more inventory coming on the market. And what we're seeing right now is that sellers have been, up until this point, really expecting the same high prices that they'd been getting in previous years. This is about to change because sellers have been, for some reason, holding back on listing their homes for sale. And we're expecting a large increase in inventory this spring. What that also means is that prices may start to fall because there will be more inventory. And I don't think we're gonna see an increase in buyers just yet because the Fed has said that they're gonna reduce interest rates probably 3 times over 2024. So if you're a buyer, wouldn't you want to wait for the rates to drop just a little bit before you go out and start your home search? That's what I think is gonna happen. I think buyers are gonna wait for that second rate drop before they really start shopping for a home. And therefore, I think because of the larger inventory this spring, prices will start to fall a bit, and then you'll start to see the buyers come out later in the year. Now, there's one more thing that I should mention, which is all the talk about a recession. There's some data that is saying that there's a 62% chance of a recession before the end of 2024. One of the key indicators for a recession is what's called the inverted yield curve. This is when short-term treasury bills offer a higher interest rate than long-term treasury bills. If you were to get a 3-month treasury bill today, you'd make more money, a higher interest rate, than if you purchased a 10-year treasury bill. So that does what's called an inverted yield curve, and that's a predictor of a recession. The yield curve has been inverted for several months now, and according to just that information, you would say we're gonna have a pretty serious recession coming up. But then there's also 3/4 of economists are saying that no, there won't be. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy in thinking behind whether or not something's gonna happen. What does this mean if you're a buyer? If you're a buyer, my suggestion would be that if you think that you're gonna hold on to your home for at least 8 years, I think you'd be pretty safe to buy something this year. However, if you think that you might only hold on to your home for 3 or 4 years, there is a risk that prices could come down, which would even be made worse in a recession, and then you might be underwater on your home. If you're a seller, I think sooner than later is what you're gonna need to do to sell your house, if you think you're gonna need to sell your house in the next year or two. And the reason for that is because I think that prices are likely not to go up. If they go up, it's only gonna be a small amount. I think there is a higher risk of prices coming down. So if you think that you need to sell your property in the next couple of years, I believe that sooner rather than later is gonna get you the best price. So I hope that this helps a bit. And if you have any questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to my channel.